Right, greetings everybody. It is Saturday the 11th of February 2023. I am at Mr. Collins' house once again, and he has rather a lot of special people here today. This is a reunion for all of the people that went on the convoy to Canberra from Western Australia. So let's see if we can get some people to have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, hi, I'm Karen, and I was on the convoy to Canberra that left Perth on the 8th of Feb, and we were actually probably arriving about now into Epic. And so I was in Canberra from that date until about the 20th of July, and so just on 6 months, and it was probably one of the most interesting, stressful, epic times of my life, and met some wonderful people who are all on the same page, all fighting for the same cause.
So you chose to go all the way from Western Australia. What on earth drove you to get in a car and go all the way to Canberra?
Yeah, well, it was a calling for sure, and I'd been to the Governor General's house on the Monday morning. The Umbrella Group were meeting there every day, and I was going most days. And I'd been there that morning, and I was throwing around the idea of going to Canberra. And thinking, oh, this is crazy, why would I do that? And anyway, I was just talking to somebody at the Umbrella Group and talking to a gentleman who had actually been in the Holocaust, and he was talking about how the freedoms were taken away just gradually since the 1930s. And I thought, my gosh, here we are doing exactly the same thing, and we're just sitting back letting this happen. So I thought, no way. So I got home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, said to my husband, I'm going to Canberra tomorrow morning. And so we got the car packed, and I was on the convoy Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock.
So one of the questions Michael's been asking people is, because a lot of people think that the rallies and even Camp Epic achieved nothing, but in your view, what is the historical significance of Epic and the convoy to Canberra?
I think that it brought Australians together, and from my point of view, I live in a small country town, and I had gone from being a secretary and doing a lot of things in the local hall to all of a sudden turning around and not being able to do any of those things. And I thought, well, this is just not right. I hadn't been on board with the COVID saga right from the word go, and I just thought we've got to stand up for our rights. So we, as Australians, the call was put out, and I thought it was really important that we all gathered together to show everybody, and I mean the government and everybody, including those people that were so on board, just to show them that, hey, no, that we don't all agree with this. And even though it may seem like nothing happened from it, but it's over time that people that do demonstrations and protests get the results. And you certainly don't get the result by sitting back on your backside waiting for everybody to do the job for you.
That's right. So one question I like to ask, the channel is called Courage is the Cure. Fear is the virus, courage is the cure. So what could you say to people who are afraid to come out to the rallies, who are afraid to express their opinions? What could you say to them to give them a bit of courage to come out and express themselves?
Just do it. Just don't be afraid of what everybody else thinks. And it's getting a voice that is tricky. And I've been guilty of that, because you sort of want to keep the peace, and you want to keep your family together. And there's so many people that were in Canberra that had family breakups, and their loved ones are no longer talking to them. And it happened to me with an immediate member of my family. I got a real hate mail, but I thought, no, you've got to just stand up and say, no, this is not right. And by saying no, you're just demonstrating to your children and everybody else that you have the courage to stand up to what is not right. And this is, it's becoming very obvious this is not right, and the whole thing was just one big scam.
Well, I want to thank you on behalf of all West Australians for going across on behalf of all of us, because not many West Aussies made it over there. So I want to say thank you for joining the convoy and going over to Canberra for all of us and humans as well. So thank you very much, Karen.
Yeah, and you know what? I would do it again in a heartbeat. And if it wasn't for certain circumstances right now, I would be over there again at this moment, supporting those that are still there.
My name is Sean Connor, and a little bit about Canberra. We drove 3,600 kilometres in 4 days, had 2 hours sleep most nights, brought up Camp Epic and got a hero's welcome. So
Brilliant. And how many of you travelled in the convoy together from WA?
Well, I'm guessing probably this amount, so 20. There was about 12 cars.
Right.
I think from memory, and yeah, that's probably it.
So what was that feeling like to see so many hundreds of thousands of Australians there in Canberra? What was that feeling like, if you can describe that to people?
I partied on the night that I got in, because everyone else was, and I didn't have much sleep. But then when I got up, I had probably about a couple hours sleep. Got up with my mate that I met in Jindabyne. He's the one that gave me the final convincing to come. And he's like, "You got to come. It's amazing." So I was like, "Bugger it, I'm doing it. Can't go to pubs, clubs, nothing. I'm just sitting in North Perth, twiddling my thumbs, knowing what's going on, and not having anyone to speak to." So I was like, "Bugger it, I'm going to leave." So I told my family that night. And then headed over with these amazing people we got here, and then and the question was, what was it like to march? My mate and I had skateboards, so we were going down we're just rolling down the bridges of Canberra, and I can't describe it. I've never seen that many people, and I had never been to Canberra before, and I didn't know the extent of like how far everything was. And then I saw the drone footage later where it went across the bridge, and then went into the park. And once I don't know how to explain it. It was the best day of my life. But yeah, like it was. I can't describe it. It was awesome. It was epic.
Aptly named, yep, epic. And question I just asked Karen, because I know Michael's asking people, what do you think's the historical significance of the convoy and Camp Epic, Canberra?
Historically?
Yeah, because a lot of people complain, the rallies don't do anything, we didn't achieve anything in Canberra, but, there is...
Well, the way I see it is that we have a corporate governance, and we went into their territory, and we are enemies of the state. So that's why they use the weapons like the LRAD and stuff on us. Back then, I didn't know what I know now, but marching on occupied territory is never a good thing, and they don't listen to protesters. But the main thing that I look back on, that I can take stock of the whole thing, is just meeting the community and hearing their stories, and they were just horrible stories and good ones, and people would just sort of all came together as like one community, and when they found out I was from Perth, just everyone just was so inspired, because they knew I could go home, and so many people would offer to go, you can come stay at my place. I have hundreds of numbers of people, they don't know me from a bar of soap.
So that's right. For anybody watching, Mr. McGowan, our illustrious Premier, had shut the borders. So in actual fact, yes, you couldn't come back.
Well, I was at this camp called Camp Glua, which is called Camp Colt. And it was a really weird experience, but there was a point where they said we were political refugees, and I'm like, thought about it, I'm like, maybe we are, but then I looked it up and I'm like, sort of fits the bill. So, I mean, to be even close to being a political refugee in Australia, I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was facing prosecution coming home. And when I did come home, I was arrested twice. And I turned back to Canberra, but then I just went through the second time.
So were you charged in the end, or did you have to pay a fine? Or
Yeah, so I got a $1,000 fine, which I sent notice of conditional acceptance about, and I got rid of it. And I've defaulted Mark McGowan as well.
Well, we can round it off with, do you have any words you'd like to say to Mark McGowan?
Thank you for acquiescing on my notice of liability, and you're going to owe me $3.3 million on the 17th of February.
Right, thank you very much, and thank you on behalf of all Western Australians and all humans for making that huge trip to Canberra.
It was awesome.
Hey, I'm Lisa.
I'm John.
And Canberra was amazing. The most amazing time of my life. Learned so much, grew so much, met the most amazing people, which I would call family now for life. All on a whim, because we just took off and didn't know what was ahead of us, and it was memorable.
Yeah, Canberra was educational. Like Lisa said, we met the most amazing people that just were so giving, caring. What can you say?
So what on earth possessed you both to pick yourselves up and go all the way to Canberra?
Okay, so I watched the Telegram blow up when it was first starting with Jim, and I just had to go. I was running around the house saying to my family, I've got to go. So I actually took off to meet a crew before the crew I went with, the Convoy, and my car broke down twice. So I went back home and I was a bit bummed, and my partner said, if you want to go, make it happen. So I put my name up for the next Convoy to get a ride, a lift, and John messaged me and said, I'll take you. So we met in the car park the day we left.
Wow.
And 4 months later, we came back.
That's amazing. Karen said she was there for 6 months.
Yeah.
You were there for 4 months.
Yeah.
Why did you stay for 4 months?
It was amazing.
It was part of the, you couldn't actually get back into WA.
Oh, that's right. Mr. McGowan shut the borders, didn't he? Yeah.
But
Because science, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yep.
I was actually working in Port Hedland, and the mandates came in. Couldn't go back to site 1st of December. I came and did some traffic control in Perth, and about 2 weeks into it, a lady who ran the company texted me and said, are you getting your vaccine? And I texted her back, no, are you mad? And so, yeah, I didn't have any work, and I found out about the Convoy, and so my partner, I got to go. Yeah, and so we both met up in the morning, and Lisa had brought enough stuff to fill 3 cars.
A true lady.
And so I said, look, this is what I've got, this is how much space I've got. So her poor partner, Paul, had to unstack all the stuff that she brought and take half of it back home with us. But yeah, we left and we managed really good together, didn't we?
Yeah. He would have been the best partner that we thrown together for a reason, obviously. We like the same music, we got on really well. Because Colin actually, after he offered me a lift, Colin offered me a lift. But he ended up with Strummer, which was, they were amazing together as well. I think everyone was thrown together exactly how they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, he had a backpack and I had the rest of the car. And when we got there, everyone thought that we had known each other for ages.
Wow.
We'd only known each other for 4 days, going to Epic, because we just bounced off each other so well. So yeah, it was meant to be.
Isn't that amazing? Just talking about this, it's only 12 months ago, but it seems like, I mean, I was watching it online on my phone, everyone doing lives, but it seems like years ago, and the people I've met in the past 12 months feels like I've known them forever.
Yeah.
Can you say something about, finding our tribe, our people?
Oh, 100% we found our tribe. We ended up at Yass. In the end, we went to Kalula. Yeah,
we went to
it was good there.
So after Epic was shut down, we went to Convoy for 2 weeks, and then we sort of, they were saying it's going to be closed, and there's deals with the council and the owners having hassles. So we had a few other people in the convoy that were at Yass. So we ended up going to Yass. They banned camping in the ACT, so we had to be across the border. And we found the most amazing tribe at Yass. We're all just one family now, from Melbourne, Brisbane, we're just with people, genuine people. We had a few people camped at Yass that they said, look, we can't financially stay, we can't keep affording to do this, and they said, we're leaving tomorrow, and they jumped a roll of $50 notes on the table and went, you guys keep on riding, and that can buy you camp supplies, firewood, ice, whatever you guys need. Amazing generosity and such good hearts.
And there was other people that we weren't on our convoy from WA that ended up with us as well. So we met a whole different people that were from WA. But I've been back to Melbourne twice and stayed with the same people.
Wow.
So everyone's just amazing. Like, just so loving and so open and so friendly and so willing to give.
Yeah.
Just teaches you, when we were at Yass, we were thinking we're living now what we're fighting for. That new world, how everyone's so giving and trusting.
Well, Michael often talks about we're the new architects of our future, and I think particularly just relationships, learning that we can build relationships with people that we barely know, but because we have a common goal, we really can achieve something really significant in a short period of time.
Absolutely. And that's what it was. And it was just so inviting. And no one knew anyone. Everyone came singly. Like, I don't think we met very many people that came as a couple or as families. Everyone kind of came from everywhere singly and just thrown in together, and everyone just got along.
Yeah.
And,
I think the biggest thing I've learned from Yass was that you don't need much to be happy. You need food, you need water, you need shelter, and you need good people around you, and you can have the best time of your life with just those simple things.
Yeah. Simplicity. I did learn that in Canberra, even though I had a car. And then I went home and I had all this stuff. I still haven't managed to get rid of that stuff yet. I did learn that in Canberra. Yeah, it's simple. It's just basically who's around you makes your life.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I want to say, like I've said to everybody else, thank you very much for going to Canberra on behalf of West Australians and humans in general, and standing up for all of our freedoms and what's wrong with this world. So thank you very much for doing that.
It was not a problem.
Loved it.
Yeah.
It was an absolute pleasure.
It was natural.
Great. Thank you.
All right. This one's called The King. Bit a strange one. Came family on play. We laughed and we cried. Became the best of friends. Love he spoke of his dear wife. Everything he shared, the story of his taught me so much. Some things they weren't planned. But when you speak the truth, you'll always be your man. As days became the weeks, stories were told. I realized I met a kindred soul. Humor and his charm, never seen before. And I'd do anything for him. His happiness I adore. So thank you, King, being you. You're a true digger, I'd always be there for you. As the days became weeks, stories they were told. And I realized I met a kindred soul. I met a kindred soul.